Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. If you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. So today I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a high-low belt sleeve. So the first thing I'm going to do is to cut the upper part of the belt sleeve. So for the upper part, I'll be working with 12 inches. That's the length is 12 inches. I include both the seam allowance to join to the dress I'm making and half seam allowance to join to the flake. That is the lower part of the sleeve. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is to take the sleeve opening, which is a 15 inches divided by 2 will give me 7.5 plus 1.5 seam allowance will give me 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark the 9 inches. Can you see? Next, I'm going to take the bicep heights. The bicep height I'm working with is a 5.5. So I'll mark 5.5. Please, if you find this method, this freehand method difficult, there's a link at the description box on how to draft a basic sleeve. Okay, so I've already marked my bicep height, which is a 5.5. So on that point, I'm going to take the upper arm measurements, round upper arm measurement, which is a 16 inches. So divide by 2 will give me 8 inches plus half uh, 0.5 is will give me 8.5 plus 1.5 seam allowance will give me 10 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 10 inches there. So the next thing I'm going to do is to form the armhole curve this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Please, if you find this method difficult, go ahead and check the link at the description box. You understand better. Can you see? So I'm going to connect to the sleeve opening this way. Can you see? So I won't cut yet. What I'm going to do is to take the measurement of the armhole of the dress I'm making, half of it this way. So I have a 12.5. So I'm going to take the measurement of the armhole I have on the sleeve to see if it will match up with the one on the sleeve on the dress. So I have a 12.5 as well, so it will match up. So I'll go ahead and cut out the sleeve. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to open up the sleeve. Remember that the curve at the front of the armhole is more curvy than that of the back. So I'm going to choose this side as the front, and this side is going to be the side that will be at the back of the yes, at the back. So I'll go ahead and deepen the curve at the front by half inch. I'm going to mark half inch here, and I will deepen the curve. Can you see what I'm doing? And I will connect it back to the top of the sleeve this way. Can you see? So by the time you fold, you will see that the one at the front has more. You can see that the curve here is deeper than that of the back. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? So that's that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the lower part of the sleeve. So for the lower part of the sleeve, that is the flap part. It's the part that has the high and low effect. That is the short and the longer effect. So what I'm going to do is to fold my fabric into two to cut the flap first. So I've already folded into two this way. Can you see? So I'll fold again, making it four. Can you see? Then I'll fold again, making it eight. Can you see? So to cut the flap, I'll be using the longer side, which is 10 inches to cut the length of the flap. Okay. So the length I'm using is 10 inches for the longer side. So I'll go ahead and mark 10 inches this way. This is the point where my tape is. Can you see? So I'll go ahead and mark it 10 inches. 10 inches. 10. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the flap. So I folded into 8 because I'm cutting the both flap. That is a 42 sleeve. So I'm done cutting the flap, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fold this way. Can you see? One is longer and this other one is shorter. So I will take the length of the shorter one and I want it to be at 8. So I'll go ahead and make it 8 this way. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take the radius. Now for the basic sleeve, that is the upper part of the sleeve, the sleeve opening is 15 inches minus the seam allowance because I'm going to be closing the side. Okay, so I won't be including the seam allowance. So the round sleeve here is 15 inches. 15 divided by 6.28, that is the figure we use in getting the radius of a circle, will give me 2.5. That is, if I approximate, is 2.388. So if I approximate, it will give me 2.5. So I'll go ahead and use 2.5 to mark out my radius. Okay, so I'll be using 2.4. So I'll go ahead and mark 2.4. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark from the upper part. I'll add a 0.5 inch to join to the upper part of the sleeve. But if you want to gather the lower part, you can go ahead and cut this. By the time you are done cutting, you will notice that this part is a bit wide. So I'll go ahead and add the 0.5 sewing allowance at the top before I will cut. So this is it. Can you see? So we have our high and low sleeve. Can you see? So what I'm going to do next is to notch the upper part so that I'll know where is my center front and where is the center back. Okay, so this part is my center front and here is my center back. Can you see? Can you see the sleeve? So I'll go and I'll go and join to the basic sleeve and I'll come back and show you the finished look. So this is the finished look. Can you see? Yes. You see the high-low effect. So thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video.